welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the VillinENT podcast, part of the VillinENT network. My name is Aaron,
I'm Jack.
and I guess this is just kind of a welcome back.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. We got away from things, and things happened, but we're back, so time to get the ball rolling again. With that, I know you've been streaming some wrestling.
Got the new 2K 2-3, I guess, for WWE. So, yeah, I've been rocking some video games quite a bit here lately. I think we had the Royal Rumble the other day. That was pretty fun. So, yeah, just going to keep on doing that. And you've been racing?
Yeah, mostly like drifting or doing rally with sim wheel and stuff. So
Nice.
yeah, so we're gonna try to keep doing that, and obviously we get back to some of the old things we had started, like the People of Kentucky series, which we had going pretty good for a little bit. We got quite a few names on that I think we can cover. And then we got some new stuff, new ideas, like covering some parks of Kentucky and trying to bring in the VillinENT content that I think we always talked about and haven't really got around to publishing. So
A lot of work to do. A lot of fun stuff.
But
Definitely.
we hope to come back running kind of like where we were. So with that, a couple cool things that I know we wanted to mention that happened over the weekend. One thing is the Paranormal Cirque. Did you hear about that?
It looked pretty awesome.
I saw a lot of like stuff on it, a lot of advertising, and it's just, like acrobatic Cirque du Soleil, I guess, type stuff, but with more of a haunted theme or like paranormal theme, I guess.
Definitely, because, as soon as, March happens or whatever, April, everybody's already ready for Halloween. So,
Yeah. Once spring gets here, everybody's ready for fall.
Yeah, it definitely reminds me of that, like, keep Louisville weird type, too, so it's really cool that it stopped by here.
Yeah. So they were here this weekend. Looks like they're finishing up today. But they're in Indianapolis, which isn't too far. And then there's quite a few shows around the country going on. So that's pretty cool. And then something else that we know happened is we went and grabbed some pizza from Union 15.
I had an awesome time.
Yeah, that was awesome, and they had live music going right there on the patio.
Had a original rendition of what was it, Regulators?
Yeah, Regulators.
Mixed with some almost like Tom Petty.
I think like Renegade. And
Yes, it was awesome.
Yeah, a few other things. So that was pretty cool.
Pizza was really good too. I'm glad they're still around. We're gonna have to keep going there.
Yeah, it was awesome. And
Speaking of pizza,
speaking of pizza, Belushi Speedball will be performing at Spinelli's July 25th, starting at 5:30. It looks like, so that's pretty cool. I've never been to one of their shows. I don't know about them, but I know we've talked about them before. And
I've never been, but I've always watched videos, and you can tell they always put on a good show. They were here recently. They were at the Gathering of the Juggalos.
yeah,
Put on an awesome show there. So I'm sure it's gonna be the same thing. They started out, I think, like one of their first shows was at downtown Spinelli's.
really.
So it's really cool for them to bring it back at Baxter. I know Baxter's, as far as like traffic, they've seemed kind of slow here lately. So like to bring in that extra traffic through, some music and stuff, I know it's gonna be an awesome show.
Yeah, that's awesome. So hopefully, I wouldn't mind making that. I haven't had Spinelli's in a long time. We were talking about that earlier. So
And they painted the mascot, like the mascot that the pizza pizza oven. Now it's on the cover on the side of Spinelli's now. So that would be cool to see.
that's awesome. That must mean the reunion is definitely intact. Like
Yes.
they got plans. So another main thing coming up is the Magbar Music Fest, which is July 20th through the 23rd, starting at 5 p.m.
There's a lot of people playing too. Like to get that many people playing in that little bit of time, like that's a really good show. Like it's definitely be worth the admission. So if if you have the free time, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, hit all three, or either way.
It starts Thursday.
Thursday?
Yeah.
So it's a 4-day show?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 20th,
Nice.
21st, 22nd, 23rd.
And then you can hit the pizza right next door. It's some of the best pizza in town, right up there with Spinelli's. So definitely a good time.
And it looks like if you buy the bundle for all 4 days, you get, or even the 3-day bundle, you get a shirt with it. So that's pretty cool.
I like shirts.
Sometimes shirts make everything worth the trip. Going back to kind of on pizza, but going back, BA Colonial above Union 15 is still doing their comedy nights, right? We saw that, so that's pretty cool for.
Yeah, because
I
don't think it's any extra. Like you just pay the for your food and your drinks or whatever, but then the show's free. So
yeah.
I mean, the shows are really awesome. It's everybody's usually local. I think they do have some people that come in from out of town, but it's always a good show. Just like with the the music that was there the other day.
And then I think the last of soon upcoming events we wanted to mention is the State Fair. State Fair is, of course, August 17th through the 27th. I think that's really all the information we have so far. But I'm sure, it happens every year. We can kind of imagine what'll be going on. So be on the lookout for announcements around that, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm sure there'll be a combination. There'll be some local performers and then some people out of state, more bigger national names. But there's always, 30,000 plus different vendors and stuff, so it's always a good time.
Yep. Awesome. So just a little more on, I guess, kind of what we have planned for the future of this show. Parks of Kentucky, we briefly mentioned. We've kind of been chatting about that, and there's a lot of parks in Kentucky, a lot of things to see, and I think it'd be cool to just kind of visit different parks and kind of showcase different things that they have to offer, vlog style.
Definitely, because there's so many, like you said, just here in Louisville, there's a dozen or so parks to choose from. Just throw a rock and there's a park there. And you get outside and there's just Daniel Boone, the different like national parks and stuff. I think there's like 2 or 3 here, and then Bernheim. Was you saying like we're probably gonna take a trip to Bernheim here in a couple weeks and see the Giants, and then
hopefully, yeah.
They have some other things going on, right?
Yeah, speaking of Bernheim and the Giants, which we've touched on before, but they have announced they're calling it LAND, an experience of discovery, which LAND stands for landscape art, nature, and design. So they're planning some pretty, I guess, big exhibits for art that incorporates all those elements. And
it's really cool.
Reading this little article here earlier, they're actually like looking for artists to pitch them ideas to release in 2024. They already have a couple in the works that are going to be part of the debut, but they're looking to add more later in the year, next year. And so people can actually people can submit their proposals for something if they want to have an exhibit at Bernheim Forest.
And it really kind of, it's cool because it's kind of, usually, I mean, it sounds like those are going to be mostly like local admissions applying or whatever. I mean, anybody can apply.
Probably not.
Oh, really?
So, honestly,
Okay.
one, because both of them, I mean, they might get a lot, but one was
It's
from
a national thing.
Colorado.
Okay, that's really cool.
But
Okay.
one was from Norway that they're debuting in 2024. So,
And that's cool because either way, it like complements it really complements the Giants, right? So like the idea is, whatever they come up with is it's really going to kind of build on that same kind of idea.
yeah. And that's why they did it, because they said following the massive success of the Forest Giants in a giant forest, Land will also demonstrate that sustainability can be beautiful and engaging, inspiring, and can connect everyone to nature through art.
Nice.
So it's supposed to follow the same concept and things like that. And it's pretty cool because they discuss a lot of different things, but down here it does say that the selected experiences are implemented via a stipend to the applicants and a construction budget, and for fabrication and installation. But it says experiences should be designed and ecologically responsibly constructed with minimal impact on the natural environment. And so that's the big thing, is that's what it's all about. They're trying to get art brought in that isn't going to disrupt the nature, you know?
Kind of like symbiotically, it could like coexist, that kind of thing.
Right.
I like that.
So it's pretty cool. And so hopefully we can go see that. Hopefully we can get more ideas of what'll be on the way as they announce more about that initiative. But still kind of on Parks of Kentucky. Like you said, we're going to go to Bernheim, and then, I mean, I'm sure we'll hit like the major ones in Louisville, like Floyd's Fork Parks and all that stuff. But Cumberland, did you see the news about Cumberland recently?
Number one.
Yeah, number one popular Kentucky lake for fishing and boating, voted best in U.S. So, and the top 10s also included Lake Havasu, Lake Superior, and Big Bear Lake. But yeah, Cumberland Lake came in at number one. That's pretty crazy. I think I went there as a kid.
I can't. I know I drive past it, like rode past it all the time, but like I don't think I've actually visited. I've always wanted to though, because like you can see there the water's very very clean.
Yeah, it looks pretty awesome. I think it'd be fun. We'll have to plan a weekend trip and try to cover them too.
Right, and that's where you get the moon bow. So like that's one of the only places I think in the world where you can get like where the reflection, I guess, of the moon like creates almost like a rainbow.
Oh really?
It only happens so many
know that.
times a year, or even ever so many years. But it's one of the few places. So I think my sister went and saw it one time. Like it was supposed to be, like she said, it was really cool. So definitely want to check that out. Number one.
Yeah. That'd be cool. I would definitely wouldn't mind. And then of course, if anybody watching has suggestions on parks in Kentucky to go see, definitely feel free to let us know.
And not just parks, like that can be anything kind of like nature related,
Yeah.
to Kentucky or Seville, like any kind of caves or waterfalls. I know there's one close by we need to check out is Fairmount Falls.
Yeah.
I think we touched on that one before. It's
Yeah,
just,
we have talked about
yeah.
that.
So it's not even a full park, just a waterfall, but I mean, and a little hike. But if you have any recommendations for that, we'd definitely like to check it out.
And I just think it'd be cool to help document those things that still exist in Kentucky. So,
Definitely before some developer takes it over.
yeah, exactly. So, I guess following along with things that we can do in the summer, we also talked about bringing back the Ville Grillin'. And we were talking earlier, and think the first thing that we're going to do an episode on is maybe a smoked meatloaf, right?
Man, when you told me about that, I didn't know that was a thing. Like you told me about that sounds amazing.
Yeah,
So I'm ready.
I didn't find too many recipes on it, and I mean it really is just a meatloaf thrown on the smoker, but there's a lot of flavor you can add from the smoker, and then like barbecue and add things in. So yeah, that should be fun. It should be a fun time recording it and eating it, of course. So
Start out like one of the next episodes. Be looking out for that is the meatloaf, but then also chili salsa. You got an amazing, one of the best jerkies I've ever tried, and I love jerky. Like I will waste some money on some jerky. Like I will just to try it, and like I don't have to do that anymore because this guy makes the best jerky I've ever had, and that's different flavors too. So He's going to give you a little bit more information on that, and then even like spaghettis and other things too,
big
right?
spaghettis or anything really.
Nice.
But definitely start out with the smoked stuff, and then the jerky. I mean, the only thing with jerky is to make it in big batches, you kind of got to have the dehydrator. But after that, you're golden. You know, you can get your butcher usually to slice down the meat for you, or if you want to slice it yourself, obviously that's an option. And
Where do you go again? Like
Frank's.
Frank's. So
Usually.
locally, if you're here in Louisville, go to Frank's. Like they do have the best like local.
It's pretty
meat in
good.
town,
They're
right?
really good. They try to get you together. They make sure you got what you need. And I know when I've gone in there and told them I was getting jerky, they offered to like slice it up. And I have a little meat slicer, so it wasn't too big of a deal. But I mean, they offered to. So
Oh
yeah, it always turned out good. So it wasn't bad meat, that's for sure. And then I mean, I had, like you said, a couple different recipes. I had like a peppered and then the ghost pepper, which had a little bit of sweetness to it, as well as the pepper and a little bit of pineapple juice to add like some acidity. And it seemed to go over pretty good with most people. Definitely hot, but
flavor.
it's fun to make too. And
So be looking out for that. We'll definitely be having some videos on that, and a little bit of his process and how it comes out to be like the best jerky, man.
I mean, I don't know how that happens. It's just use good ingredients, I guess. I don't know. It kind of does itself as long as you just follow a general idea.
So I mean, we got a lot going on this year. Like we got
Yep.
everything from the video games. We got the grilling. And there's a lot of shows going on. So
Yep. And I mean, you've actually been doing a fair bit of the wrestling, so I know I've been seeing the channel active quite a bit, even if it's just here and there. That or Tony Hawk. I know I saw that at least once.
it's fun. So yeah, if anybody if anybody wants to watch some video games or whatever, definitely tune into the Vil gaming. Like we do have a lot going on there. Same thing with your racing and drifting and stuff. So that's really cool.
I haven't done any of that on the Vil Gaming yet. I did that on like just
On the Twitch,
personal
right? So yeah,
but
we got that too.
I'll do both. Yeah, we definitely gotta.
It's been a while, but I think
Pretty
that
packed
kind of
summer,
covers
but-
it where we've been and where we're going.
Yeah,
I think.
pretty much. So, I guess with that, have a great evening, night, afternoon, whatever it is, and I guess we'll catch you next time.
See y'all next time.